This video will first give an overview of a question bank and question categories in a Moodle course, and then show how to create and organize a good question bank. A Moodle course question bank is a database of questions from which questions are selected and added to quizzes in the course activities. Before creating questions, it is a good idea to set up categories in the question bank where the questions will be stored. Setting up of categories is like setting up folders in a computer into which relevant files, or here, questions, can be stored, so they are easily identified and added to quizzes. Here is a presentation of a category list with main categories and subcategories nested under them. Let's look at this more closely. To begin with, every course comes with a default category. That is, by default, questions are added to this category, if there are no other categories created, or no other category chosen. However, to have a better organized database, questions should be created in categories. First, create the main categories. In this course, these are the main categories: reading, writing, listening, vocabulary, grammar and assessment. The next step is to create subcategories within the main categories for the next level of question classification. In the example here, each of the main categories are subdivided based on either contexts or topics. Further categorization can be done as necessitated. One example of this is in the reading questions. In Moodle, quizzes can be set to picking up random questions from categories, so as to give a different set of questions for each student. For this, very specific categories must be created. In the example here, the subcategories within the subcategory of this reading quiz has specific types of questions to match the learning outcomes of the reading course. Categorizing like main ideas and details, fact or opinion, words in context, etc., can help build a very effective quiz. Setting up question categories at different levels, giving appropriate names, and creating them in a hierarchy makes it visually easy to find questions in a given database. Now let's create a course question bank by setting up categories and hierarchies within it. For demonstration purpose, let's build a question bank in this new course. So first of all, from the gear menu here, click on More to open the course administration. Then click on the question bank. As you can see, there are no questions in it as of now. To create questions, the first thing to do is to create categories. There are no categories here except the default category. Let's suppose this is a foundation program course. It makes sense to create 5 broad or top-level categories of reading, writing, listening, vocabulary and assessment. Then create subcategories in each for specific skill course. To do this, first click on Categories. Then, in Add a Category, choose the parent category into which the new category will be placed. Choose Top, as this is a top-level category. Type the category name. And then click on Add Category. The new category is now added to the question bank. Likewise, the other main categories can be added to the bank. All the main categories are now here. Next, let's create subcategories within these main categories. Let's take a look at the assessment part of the course. Now the parent category will be Assessment. In this category, let's create a mid-semester and end-semester categories. Further, in each of these 2 assessment categories, the actual test categories can be created. Let's add a reading test. Now the parent category is changed to mid-semester. A listening test is also added to the same parent category. We can now see these two tests nested under the subcategory mid-semester. In this manner, creating main categories and subcategories, and further, sub-subcategories under relevant hierarchy, can help develop a question bank that is tidy and easy to use when selecting questions for a quiz activity.